Morning, Raptor Freak. Alexiot's here. Tuesday trivia. Today it's a classic Jurassic Tuesday trivia because we're going to be going back in the eras of the Toronto Raptors and looking at a gentleman who was the very first pick ever in the history of the Raptors franchise, Mr. Damon Stoudamire. So stick around for that. Good to see a couple of people here already. Just first, though, as usual, I'm going to just do some general NBA news and notes for a little bit to allow more people into the stream to have a good competitive trivia game today. So we saw yesterday that Christian Coloco has arrived in Toronto. This is very nice to see a picture of him very happy standing outside the Scotiabank Arena on a nice sunny summer day. But we haven't heard the official signing of the years or the money or the contract or anything like that for his rookie contract yet. So I'd like to hear that in the next day or so. I'm sure it will come in the next couple days. So don't worry about that. That's coming real soon. And just nice to see Christian on this side of the border here in Toronto yesterday. So welcome to Toronto, Christian Coloco. We're so happy to have you on our team. And we're excited about the prospects of you playing for us. It's going to be a lot of fun. News and notes, we've sent Alex Antetokounmpo to the Wisconsin Herd. So it makes the world just seem like it fits, right? There was a point in time last season when the Raptors 905 played the Wisconsin Herd and Giannis and Thanos Antetokounmpo went to the game and they're sitting there cheering for their brother, but they're cheering for the Raptors side. And that just didn't feel right. That felt a little weird and stuff like that. But it was good to see these guys supporting their younger brother and trying to encourage him. And now the Raptors have traded him from the Raptors 905 to the Wisconsin Herd. So he's now on the G League team with his brothers. So this is kind of good in a way. I'm going to tell you what. I watched Alex Antetokounmpo last year a couple times on the Raptors 905, and he's not the best prospect. We're not going to lose this guy and regret it later. Trust me. It's not going to be this kind of thing where this dude just blows up all of a sudden and the Raptors are like, why did we do that? Like with Gary Payton II or Hassan Whiteside or something like that. Nah, that ain't going to be like that with this. Trust me. But it is nice to see all three of the Antetokounmpo brothers on the same organization now. Because it's easier for Giannis. It's easier for them to stick together and support each other and stuff like that. And I'm okay with this deal. I thought it was interesting. Some people were saying, oh, we have Alex to try and lure Giannis here. Well, maybe that was a little bit of part of it at the beginning, but the Giannis sweepstakes are long over. He has picked his side. He's staying in Milwaukee, and I like this. I'm on the record for saying that Giannis staying with the Milwaukee Bucks is good for the health of the NBA and just stopping this pattern of the really, really top stars chasing championships by trying to cluster together on big franchises in the league. Screw that. Stay in a small market, Giannis, and thank you for doing that because that sets a new trend for the younger generation. And I hope they follow your lead because you've won a championship in Milwaukee and you could win more championships in Milwaukee. So that's good. It's good to have hope in all the market teams, not just the Celtics and the Lakers, NBA. Give all the teams a chance to try and win championships. And Giannis staying in Milwaukee is a good thing for that. All right, other news and notes around 905. Kevon Harris is going to be leaving our organization this year because he has been signed to a two-way contract with the Orlando Magic. Good job and kudos to Kevon Harris. I'm so proud of you, man. I know you've been on the Raptors 905 for a couple of years now, and you wanted to get your shots. In fact, last year when everybody was getting called up, I was like, why isn't Kevon getting called up? When is he going to get called up to the NBA and be a G League replacement last year? It just never happened. I didn't understand that because I felt like Kevon Harris was one of the best Raptors 905 last year, and he deserved that chance to call up. Well, this year he's going to get on a two-way, just like Jeff Doughton Jr. It's kind of like we switched guys in a way. We took Orlando's two-way from last year, Jeff Doughton Jr., and now they've got Kevon Harris from our 905, and he's going to be a two-way player for them. And this is great for Kevon because this means he will be playing in the NBA this year, that he won't just be playing in the G League solely like he did for us for a couple years. So congratulations, Kevon Harris. Raptors organization and Raptor fans are proud of you and happy for you, man, that you're getting your chance. And I'm serious. I'm real happy about this. This is fantastic stuff. All right, keep on going. Precious, day 2 of the camp in Nigeria. Listen, this man is having a lot of fun this summer, and what he's doing in Nigeria is so important this week. Holy crap, you should see the crowds of young men that he's got coming in there for this camp and the way they're training them and all this kind of stuff. Who knows? The next Precious Achua or the next Serge Ibaka or the next Pascal Siakam could be in this group that is with Precious this week. There's been some sort of huge prospect that's in that room with them that's young and we don't know about yet. That he's just getting to his first chance or touching or his first contact with NBA people, an NBA player like Precious Achua and stuff like that. Precious has a dunk on his IG this morning that is nasty. He did not put it through his legs, but he cocked it back like he was going to. But he did that whole one bounce, catch the ball in the air, bring it back, and windmill slam. It was very, very nice. Very, very nice dunk by Precious. And as the guy said after he did it on IG, you're locked in. And he said, yeah, I'm locked in. Yeah, I'm locked in. So Precious is already locked in the offseason and doing badass dunks in Nigeria right now. So really cool stuff. Good morning, Monique. Good morning, David S. Good to see you guys. We'll start the trivia real soon. Damon Stoudamire trivia today. We're going to be doing profiles of different classic Raptor players for trivia in the next couple weeks. So be ready to know your stuff about great Raptors from the past. And we're starting this week with Damon Stoudamire. Continuing with the news, the Jaylen Brown fallout from yesterday with this trade thing. It's so hilarious, honestly. What happened was this Boston Celtics trade talk with the Brooklyn Nets was all happening the same time as the stuff with Toronto and other teams. And it's not really anything new, but Shams, for some reason, put it back up on his Twitter in the last couple of days. And he started kind of a dumpster fire in Boston because of it. Because now Jaylen Brown is posting, shaking my head after all of the trade talks yesterday. And there's a lot of like putting out fires right now with Celtics Nation right now. They need reassurance that things aren't going badly with their team chemistry because of this. And I've seen comments where like Jaylen Brown's been like, they're not treating Jason Tatum like this, but they treat me like this. I'm telling you, this has always been an underlying problem. The way Jason Tatum kind of divifies himself, he makes himself a diva, like a male diva. That's how I look at him, especially with all this Kobe bullshit recently. Like he's a diva, like a male diva. Women are divas, but just Jason Tatum is a diva. And in some ways, Boston has to treat him like a diva in their franchise to make him happy. And meanwhile, Jaylen's just a cool dude. He's probably just like, I come to work, I do a good job, I kick some ass. And he even said he was the best player in the finals for Boston. He was. Jason Tatum gets so many accolades and stuff like that, so much attention from the NBA when Jaylen Brown deserves a lot of that attention. And now they're kind of putting him in the trade, his trade ammunition and stuff like that. It's really disrespectful. And some people are saying, oh, Jaylen's not upset about this or something like that. Well, give me a break. This man has been put through this over and over again by them. At what point where he's going to be like, these people will sell me to the other team so quickly to get a big superstar like this? He's got to be pissed off about this. I'm sorry. That shaking my head tweet is a sign that he's just like, whatever. This is stupid. This sucks. That kind of thing. Monique saying Koloko officially in Toronto. Yes, such a great picture to see Christian Koloko out in front of the Scotiabank Arena yesterday. It's really, really nice to see and stuff like that. One more real quick news and note before I start the game, which will be right at the 10-minute mark. Ron Harper Jr. posted a nice picture of him and his girlfriend celebrating their 2-year anniversary. Really, really nice to see Ron happy and stuff like that. There's also a new article out by Katie Heindel about Ron Harper that's quite illuminating and interesting. A lot of this stuff that we already knew, but also some interesting stuff just about living in the shadow of Ron Harper Sr. and things like that he deals with because of that. He also talked a lot about how his transition to coming into the NBA and being with the Raptors in the summer league and stuff like that was a lot easier in some ways because he was very familiar with Delano Banton and Justin Champagnie and a couple of the other guys from days in college. That these are guys that he knew from before, and that made transitioning and being on the Raptors summer league team easier for him. In fact, he described it as saying that he didn't really feel new. in the summer league this year. That it was he didn't feel like the new kid on the block. He felt like he belonged, and he felt very welcomed and comfortable within the Raptors organization and getting ready for summer league and doing the things that they did and stuff like that. All right, well, we got some people here. David S is here. I'm sure there's some other players here and stuff like that. Monique's here. We'll have to just go ahead and get started. Remember, with this trivia, it's whoever writes it in the fastest can type it in the fastest. So kind of be ready. Now, with these questions, there's a little bit of difficulty range. There's some very easy questions, and then there's some very, very difficult questions. So I want to see how well y'all do. Now, on some of the difficult questions, I will definitely be giving clues, but the easy ones, be quick to type because they're going to be very easy and you can get quick points easily. Good morning, Tom Duke. Always good to see my good friend Tom Duke on the BC coast. Mr. Tom Duke, Mr. T by the window, and some waffles and good 100% Canadian maple syrup. Man, that is my buddy Tom Duke over on the West Coast. Good to see you, Tom, checking in. All right, guys, let's start the questions. All 25 points each. Currently, our leader is David S. at 750 points. G is at 594. Sunny Mahal, 450. Tom Duke, you're 177. Raymond Jacob, 104. Shane, 100. Click, 100. Seymour Pape, 75. Shane Waters, wait, that's two times I wrote. Oh, Shanky's 100. Shane Waters 75. Ken A 50. Monique 25. Rahul 25. Jason 25. And Fun Guy 25. That's our standings. I read it all out this time. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, that's where we stand right now. All right, let's go. Question number 1. Damon Stoudamire, classic Jurassic Tuesday trivia on the Raptor Freak channel. Let's go. Question number 1. What university did Damon Stoudamire attend? This is a fairly easy question. If you know the answer, just type it in. In fact, this has something to do with our man Coloco that just showed up on Tuesday yesterday outside the Scotiabank Arena. Look at Raymond Jacob lurking and running in and grabbing his first points of the day. Raymond Jacob gets the first points. It is Arizona University. That is where he went. So now we have a Wildcat as our first ever draft pick in the history of the Raptors and our latest draft pick, Christian Coloco. So we're bookended by Arizona Wildcats with our drafts right now. Very interesting stuff. Okay, guys, next question. What city was Damon Stoudamire born in? What city is he from? What city was he born in the United States? Do you guys know this one? These are the easier ones right now. They'll get harder by the end, trust me. What city was Damon born in? Damon Stoudamire, first ever draft pick of the Raptors, rookie of the year, Portland. Now, I need more than that, Raymond Jacob, because you guys need to give me the state because there's a Portland in almost every single state in the United States. There's like a Portland, Maine. There's a Portland, Texas. There's a Portland, Oregon is the right one. And David got it in just before you, Raymond. I'm sorry. Yeah, there was a little bit of clarification. It's kind of like the full name, last name. I need the first and last name in these kind of situations because there are a couple. So I'm going to give David this one. But Raymond, you did get in there first with Portland. So, yeah, we got to see. Okay, David, his thing is so slow. It's been there for 25 seconds. Well, you got it in with the Oregon. So you got that one, David. This is good competition between Raymond and David today. It's going to be good. All right. All right, guys. Another pretty easy one. And this one's kind of easy because of his tattoo. What was Damon Stoudamire's nickname as a player? What was his nickname when he played for the Raptors? That's a pretty easy one, too. He has the tattoo of this person on his body, on his arm, his nickname. Mighty Mouse. Yeah, I won't discount you for spelling, Raymond. We're going to give you that one. You got that one. It's Mighty Mouse is the nickname of Mr. Stoudamire when he played for the Raptors, was Mighty Mouse. Hang on a sec. Get a little. All right, next question. These are the easier ones, the beginning ones. How tall is Damon Stoudamire? What's his official height, guys? What is his official height when he played for the Raptors? This is an interesting answer. I don't know if you guys will actually get this one right away because you may get a little off in different places. We'll see. 5'10". I am Shanky jumping in from the shadows. Well, yeah, okay, 1.78 meters. That might be right, but I'm not. I know we're metric here, but I'm going to go with the Shanky. Shanky got it right. It's 5'10". That is how tall. The first ever Roy, the first Roy. I'm going to call him First Roy. We got Big Roy and First Roy. Actually, I could call Stoudamire Lil Roy. Little Roy, Big Roy. We got Big Roy and Little Roy and Flashy Roy. There was Flashy Roy. That's Vince Carter. Flashy Roy, Little Roy, and Big Roy. All the Roys. Yeah, he's Fred's height. That's right. He's Fred's height. Fred's a little bit taller than Damon, actually. Fred's like 6 foot. I think Fred's 6 foot and stuff like that. But he's a little bit taller than Damon. All right, next question. Moving on and forward. Which pick in the NBA draft was Damon as the first ever Raptor draft pick? What pick in the draft was he drafted at? What pick in the order of the draft? 7th, David S. on it. He typed it right away. He was like, pow, pow, pow. He's like right in there. 7th pick in the draft. Damon Stoudamire. That is correct. David S. is not messing around, y'all. He is coming for purple Raptor blood in these trivia games. He is not messing around. Shanky, I'm sorry, no, he wasn't picked first. They wouldn't let us pick first. We weren't allowed to. Monique's in there with number 7. Good job, Monique. Right on it. Listen, you guys are knowing these real good. Now, some of these are going to be deep ones. So, Monique, I have a feeling you might have an advantage because some of this stuff is going to be, yeah, he was our first pick ever, but not number 1 in the draft. He was number 7 in the draft when we picked him. All right, so next on the list, there's 3 answers. So type them real fast, and maybe you can get all of them. Maybe your strategy is just type one real quick and get that one for sure. Different ways you could do this. What are the 3 other NBA teams that Damon played for other than the Raptors in his NBA career? What are the 3 other NBA teams that Damon played for in his NBA career other than the Raptors? Raymond's going to get Portland. That's right. Memphis. Raymond's going to get Memphis. Monique, you're right. Portland is right. Shanky, Portland, and Memphis are right. There's one more team, guys. One more team. Monique, you know this one. Tom Duke got it. It's the Spurs. That's right. Tom Duke getting on the board today, getting the San Antonio Spurs. That was the last team that Damon played for, San Antonio Spurs. He almost played for the Houston Rockets. He was in their training camp, but then he didn't stay on the team. He decided to leave. Yeah. San Antonio, where I didn't see David say San Antonio. No, I didn't see. You came in after him, actually, David. On my list, Tom Duke out west got Spurs in before you said San Antonio. And Shanky is right after you. So it's like Tom Duke, Spurs, David S., San Antonio, Shanky, Spurs. Yeah, so this is going to be tough. This is tough. This is tough stuff. This is the way it should be. It should be so competitive. That's what I want. Yeah, well, David, listen, you just have to be that much better. You're kicking ass. Don't worry. You're the leader right now, and you got a good lead. None of these guys are that close to you. If G was here, I'd be a little worried, but G is not able to play right now because of his work. But that could change later. So you're going to want to get a good lead on G because he's going to be coming back. Trust me. I know how G is. G is going to come back and try and win this before the end of the season. It's just that he can't play right now. So, all right, next one. This one may be a little tough, and I don't know if you guys are going to know this one. So, Monique, you might be able to get this one real easy. I don't know. We'll have to see. Who is Damon Stoudamire's favorite player and idol? Who was his favorite player as a child and his idol, the person that he kind of mimicked and wanted to be like when he played? This is not an easy answer. This is something you guys aren't going to get right off the top of your head. So, unless you really know Damon Stoudamire. Like, I knew this because I knew about this like way, way back when he talked about this when he was very early on. There we go. David S. getting it. It's Nate Tiny Archibald. And Tom Duke knew it too. He got in there also. That is fantastic. I'm so proud of you guys. Knowing that Nate Tiny Archibald, Boston Celtics and Kings legend, was the answer. And David, look, see, you know the stuff. It doesn't matter if you got the delay. You can still come in here and get the points. Oh, yeah. Tom Duke, I'm impressed you knew that one too. I'm really impressed with that. See, West Coast lag. See, he's got to get him when he can get him. So if he beats you, it's probably pretty good that he did because he's way out west. All right, they're going to get harder and harder, guys. So let's see how you do with this next one. What is the president in the name of the high school that Damon attended? What high school did Damon attend? It's a president's name. So there you go. What high school did Damon Stoudamire attend in Portland, Oregon, as a youngster? It is a president's name. I want the full name. I don't want the last name. There we go. Shanky's on it. Woodrow Wilson High School. That is exactly right, Shanky. I love that Shanky is jumping in and getting these kind of obscure questions. Woodrow Wilson High School. Yeah. Yeah, Woodrow Wilson's a weird president. I mean, I think he was all right. I don't know. They taught me all the presidents growing up in the United States. So I know way more about the presidents than I know about the prime ministers because they didn't teach me Canadian history. So it's kind of weird. I think Woodrow Wilson kind of looked like Lurch from Munsters or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I should shut up. All right, next one. What university did Damon Stoudamire head coach? Like he was a head coach in university before he joined the Boston Celtics coaching staff. What team or what college was he the head coach of in university? Just recently, in recent years, there was a university that he was the head coach of their college basketball team. What team is it? The University of Arizona is incorrect, David. He was all right. We'll clarify this in a second. Raymond, Arizona is wrong. There's a team that he was coaching out west. This is the only team he was the head coach of in university. Shanky knows it. It's the University of Pacific. That's right, Pacific University. Monique, well, you were right there. You were right there. You were almost there. It is Pacific University. That is the team that Damon was coaching recently in the last 5 years or so. All right, keep going. On the same tip, what two other universities was he on the coaching staff of? But he was never the head coach of these two teams. What two other universities was he on the staff of, but not the head coach? He did coach, was assistant coach on these two teams. And maybe one of the teams is one of the ones you already named, you guys. Just to clarify the things that I was just saying, that maybe you're right. Tom Duke is wrong. Rice, that he was actually in the player personnel department there. Shanky, you will get Arizona for that one because he was on Arizona's team then. Yeah, it was Arizona, and Shanky's got the second one is Memphis. So listen, this is an interesting thing. Damon was in Memphis when Precious was there, maybe. So maybe Damon was working with Precious Achua already with Penny Hardaway at Memphis University. I'm not sure. That Memphis connection's interesting to me. Damon Stoudamire and Precious Achua, because Precious is very proud of his time in Memphis, playing for Memphis University and stuff like that. So yeah, he was an assistant coach on his alma mater, Arizona, and Memphis when he was not the head coach. And so good job. You guys are doing really good. Like I thought that you guys might struggle with today, but we'll see. All right, there's still some really interesting questions. Stay tuned. Some of these questions get off the chain. Let's just put it that way. All right, the next question is, which current NBA player is Damon's cousin? There's one player. He's had a few cousins that have played in the NBA, including Salim Stoudamire, but he has a cousin that plays in the league right now that I want to see if you guys know who it is. Who is his cousin that plays in the league right now? And this is interesting. I didn't know this until yesterday, until I did my research. And now I know. Antoine, you mean Antoine Walker or Antoine Wright? Antoine Stoudamire. No, not Antoine Stoudamire. They don't have the same name. So this is not the way you're going to be able to figure it out is by last name. So that's not the way you're going to be able to figure it out. In fact, I don't even know if you guys will know this. All right, I'll give a clue real quick in case somebody's going to go try and look it up. Let's just say I said he's not even the best Williams on his team this year. I said that earlier on my stream. For all you regular listeners, I said he's not even the best Williams on his team. Do you remember who I said that about? That is Damon Stoudamire's cousin. So there you go. David S. is saying Terrence Jones. No, that's not right. Grant Williams, Raymond Jacob remembers. That's right. Grant Williams is actually Damon Stoudamire's cousin. Isn't that interesting? Like he's an assistant coach on the Celtics, and Grant is his cousin. I didn't know that until yesterday. And Raymond, tell me, did you get that clue because of my clue? Did you get that one because of my clue or what I just said? He's not even the best Williams on his team. He's not even the best Williams on his team. So Raymond Jacob, tell me, did you get it from my clue? Because I hope I did. If that was a good clue, then that's what got it. Yeah, Tom Duke's saying, no way. He doesn't even believe that. He blew his mind up. Damon Stoudamire's cousin is Grant Williams. I know, that's so weird. Isn't that weird? It's so weird. You had it from my clue too. See, Tom remember when I said that too. He's not even the best Williams on his team. Greg liked that one because I was talking about Robert Williams and Grant Williams, stuff like that. Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, that blew my mind. I had no idea Grant Williams was related to Damon Stoudamire. So this is a good guess, Raymond Jacob. Good job. Kudos. All right, next one, guys. We're getting real crazy here now. All right, who was with Damon in the yellow Hummer when he got arrested with the marijuana? Who was in the yellow Hummer with Damon when he got arrested with the marijuana? He got a pot charge and he was driving a yellow Hummer. But who was in that Hummer with him? There was NBA player, former NBA player, who was riding around with him when he got arrested in the yellow Hummer with a bunch of weed. Yeah, yeah. David S is saying Edward L. Smith. No, I'm Shanky saying Rasheed Wallace, and that is right, Shanky. Shanky, you're doing low key really well today. Rasheed Wallace was in the yellow Hummer with Damon Stoudamire in Oregon when they got pulled over and they got a big pot charge. Yep. And a little bit of news, real quick. Rasheed Wallace has now been cut from the Lakers coaching staff. They announced in the last 2 days that they will not be bringing Rasheed Wallace in as one of the assistant coaches for Darvin Ham in the Lakers. I understand why this happened. I mean, it thought it was a good idea in theory because Darvin Ham's friends with Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace is a tough ass. They need this kind of guy in there. But I knew that he wouldn't get along with LeBron and that this is not a good idea. And then you have a whole other baggage of Rasheed Wallace and the refs. The refs hate Rasheed Wallace. They probably still do to this day because there's a lot of guys that were involved with Rasheed that are still reffing. So there's a lot of baggage with Rasheed Wallace, and they thought twice about bringing him on as an assistant coach and decided not to. All of a sudden, I'm kind of upset about this because I really understood that Rasheed Wallace being an assistant coach on the Lakers this year was great tinder for a great dumpster fire. And I'm kind of man, I wish y'all just kept him. Come on, no, he's not gonna be a problem. No, seriously, Lakers, he won't be a problem. Seriously, just let him coach with y'all. Seriously, that'll be great. No, there won't be any problems. No, come on. Damn. Too bad they didn't let him come and coach for them. It's too bad. All right, next question. On that tip, what was the unfortunate nickname that Portland had at that time because of Rasheed Wallace, Damon Stoudamire, Isaiah Ryder? What was the nickname of the Portland team at that time because of incidents like the yellow Hummer with Rasheed Wallace and Damon Stoudamire? What was the tank? What were they calling Portland at that time? Do you guys know? It's a real easy question. This one, to me, it is easy. Like, if you guys can remember this. Tom, you should know this, West Coast. Come on. What were they calling Portland's team when everybody was getting arrested in the early 2000s? That's right. Shanky's got it. Jailblazers. That's right, Shanky. You're doing really well today. The Jailblazers. No, not Rip City. They were calling them the Portland Jailblazers. That's right. And, listen, Damon didn't really deserve that moniker because he really, listen, first of all, the weed laws in the United States are all stupid. And that one, he shouldn't have gotten in any trouble for that one, honestly. But you know what he did after that? He took voluntary drug testing for marijuana after that to try and clear his name, and he did fine like that. And in fact, the nickname Jailblazer isn't really fair to Damon Stoudamire and his character. Now, guys like Isaiah Ryder, yeah, maybe that did fit, but not for Damon. Damon never actually was a jailblazer in my eyes. That he was just a guy who got an unfortunate charge in a weird traffic stop and stuff like that. So yeah, Jailblazers. That's right. You remember it now, Tom, don't you? You try to put it out of your mind. It was a bad memory. So all right, keep on going. Who did the Raptors fans want Toronto to draft instead of Damon? When we drafted Damon Stoudamire, we booed him. Who did we want to draft instead? This is a Jalen Suggs, Scotty Barnes kind of stupid shit. Like, and this is a good example that Isaiah Thomas is the GM. He knew what he was doing better than like anybody else trying to tell him who to draft. He went and drafted Damon Stoudamire, and he became Rookie of the Year. And the guy they wanted him to draft didn't do jack shit with his NBA career. Abdur Rahim is wrong, Raymond Jacob. Monique saying Ed Malloy. You're close, Monique. That's the referee, Ed Malloy. Think about who you're very close with this one, Monique, so you get closer to it because you can get this one. I want you to get this one, Monique. You got to remember who this was. Who did they want us to draft that day? It was stupid. I was like, why do we want this guy? He's stupid. I mean, it was really because he did really good in like the March Madness, and he looked really good because he got far. He was on UCLA and he played really, really good in the tournament right before the draft. And that's why everybody was saying, nope, that's wrong, Jake. You're close, though. You guys are getting closer and closer. I can't give you that because your name's wrong. The last part of it is wrong. Monique, you know it. Come on, Monique. You know this. You got it the first part. You said the bad ref. What is his real name? I want the real name. Jake, you're so close, though. Come on, Jake. You know who it is. Write it in correctly because I can't give you that. There we go. David got it. It's Ed O'Bannon. It was Ed O'Bannon. And that's important. That's an important distinction. So David got it in at the last second there. You guys were so close. I knew Monique was thinking Ed O'Bannon. She just wrote Ed Malloy. But that's probably because of his horrible reffing, his, imprinted on her mind. And she has nightmares of how bad Ed Malloy is, a bad ref and stuff like that. So, yeah, it is Ed O'Bannon, who is a brother, Charles O'Bannon. The Bannon brothers, they were really a force in college. They were fantastic college players, Ed O'Bannon. And the Raptors fans wanted Ed O'Bannon drafted by us, and we drafted Damon Stoudamire, and they booed. And Damon said, at first, I had nothing against them because they didn't know who I was. And I wanted to come and show them that I was a good dude and that they would like me after all. And that's how it all worked out. Well, this is a classic example of the Raptor fans thinking they know what they want, what's best for them, and them not knowing what they want and what's best in them. And once again, these guys can look real good in college and kick some major ass, and then they don't do jack shit at the NBA level. And Ed O'Bannon was a good example of that. So you really don't look necessarily just at what they do in college and how great and score and all this kind of stuff. You really have to understand, will their game translate to the bigger, faster, more physical level of the NBA? And people like Jalen Suggs just don't translate. Just trust me. Jalen Suggs ain't going to go nowhere in Orlando. And we picked the right one, baby, last year when we got Scotty Barnes. I'm going to tell you that right now. But that was an example, the very first time this happened, this phenomena, where we drafted against the will and the wishes of Raptor Nation. And it was for the best. All right, keep on going. This is going to be interesting. And this is kind of be a guessing game, guys, because I don't know if you guys will know this off the top of your head. So really just get daring and write in numbers as much as quick and on both of the next questions, all right? Because these are number answers. How much money did Damon Stoudamire make on NBA contracts in his career? A rounded number. How much money did Damon Stoudamire make over his career from the NBA on all his contracts? Let's see. Shane Waters is here. Happy Tuesday, friends. Was lurking on my way to work. Got to get to it before my brain starts melting, working outside. And 37 degrees today. Good competitive trivia today. Good luck, all. Right on, Shane. Stay hydrated and stay in the shade as possible. And just really pay attention to yourself. Take it easy and get breaks when you can. Tom Duke says 200 million. That's wrong, Tom. Guys, just keep guessing. I'm going to wait until one of y'all get the numbers. So this is kind of a crapshoot. 200 million is wrong. 46 million is wrong. We'll say that Tom's too high, and we'll say that David's too low. How about that? Tom's too high and David's too low. So go from there, guys. It's somewhere in between where you're saying, ooh, the price is right. $1. Hey, Raymond's trying to do the price is right and say $1. That's wrong. David, that's too low, Raymond. David S is saying 125 million. That is wrong. We'll say that's too high. I'm Shanky saying 80 million. We'll say that's too low. So we're getting it a little bit closer, guys. I'll just say high and low until somebody gets it right. So David's a little high on 125. David, you just got it. It's $100 million. David S just got it. He earned $99.6 million over his NBA career. That's what the answer I was looking for was $100 million. And you know what? I looked at his net worth at this point. He's got 46 million. So if that kind of informs guys, like there's an interesting interview with Josh Childress, former NBA player who's playing in Europe at this point. And he talks about how you don't understand with the NBA with your salaries, what percentage goes to what? Like a percentage goes to your agent, a percentage goes to taxes, a percentage goes to NBA escrow. And that when we hear these huge numbers, like Pascal making 30 million a year, you got to realize like maybe a third of that is actual money that he'll get to have. And that a third of it goes to other stuff. And then a third of it is invested in like housing and stuff like that. So these guys make a lot of money, but they have a lot of overhead. And there's also the kind of tax stuff that's really messed up, that they get taxed for this money after they get the contract. So they get a lot less than we think. And this may be the reason why Scotty is trying to get subscriptions on his Twitch and make a little money that way. He was joking about it the other day. So Raymond tried to overbid him by 101 million. No, 100 million was the exact cost. Now, the next one is a similar kind of question. So get ready to put in your number and I'll tell you if you're high or low. How much does Damon Stoudamire cost on a cameo? How much does it cost to get a cameo from Damon Stoudamire? You guys know Cameos? Cameos is great service where you can hire a celebrity to do a birthday wish or something for somebody. How much does he cost on Cameo, guys? I want to know what you guys think Damon Stoudamire costs to get a cameo from. $20,000. Tom, you're way high. That is wrong and way, way too high. Way too high. Like a lot too high. $20,000. Why would he? All right, we'll just say this. He costs $3,300 if you're a business. So that's not right. Tom Duke is mad. Raymond Jacobs saying $1. That is too low and wrong. I know you're still doing your prices right strategy, and it's not going to work here because we're not doing it. Whoever's the below in the, I want an exact number. David S thinks it's $100. That's a little high. We'll say that. Shanky's saying 5,000. That's a little way high. Tom Duke's saying 7,000. That's way high also. Raymond Jacobs saying just under 2,000. That's wrong and way too high. Monique's saying $250. That's too high. And David S, did you go look it up? Did you go look it up? Because you just got it. David S just got it. He's cost $65 to get a cameo from. So David just got it on the nail. Raymond 50 is closer, and a random gamer saying 75. I just joined. I take my trivia seriously. I love it. I love it, random gamer. I love that you're here for this. We're talking Damon Stoudamire trivia today. First Raptors rookie of the year and draft pick ever. Yeah, $65. So if you want to get a personalized message from Damon Stoudamire on Cameo, it's just $65. He will do something like say, happy birthday to your grandma or something like that. And she won't know who he is. And maybe she does because she's a Raptor fan like Granny Evelyn, but maybe not. She may be like, who is this man saying happy birthday to me wearing a Celtics shirt and why? Ooh, okay. Anyway, that $65. I'm thinking that David just looked it up and knew it because that is, to get it that way is pretty good. Good job, David S, though. You're doing really well today. Last question, guys. And there's two answers, and this is the hardest question of them all. And I don't even know if you guys will get this. So I'm going to have to give you guys clues probably for this one. But there's two answers worth 25 points each. Last question. Random gamer, get on our points board if you know this answer. All right. What two television series did Damon Stoudamire appear on in his lifetime? He's appeared on two television shows, one show as himself, and one show he actually played a role and was an actor in the show and was on the TV show. So what two TV shows has Damon Stoudamire appeared on in his life? This is deep cut. I'm gonna say like right now. I'm gonna get a couple of guesses and then I'll give you guys a couple clues. I just want to see what you guys think. This is really out of the blue. I didn't even know he was on TV, but he has appeared on two television shows in his lifetime. One show was a comedy and he came as himself, and then the other show was a drama action show and he was playing a role. He didn't play himself. Space Jam is wrong. That's a movie. David S is saying Hang Time. That's wrong. But The Sentinel is right. David S. The Sentinel is actually the show that he played a role on. It's like a 24 show. It's like the 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. It's like a spy action kind of show, hour drama. And he played not himself. He was playing a character in it and did some acting in that show and stuff like that. So the Sentinel's right. The other show is not right yet. I'm going to need you to get the right answer. Hang Time's not right. I'm not including any of the basketball related stuff that is on his page of what he's been in. I'm not including the Arvydas Sabonis stuff or the Rip City stuff or anything like that. Raymond Jacob wants a clue. Okay, well, all right. This guy got in trouble for putting something in people's. All right, I'll just say this. Who's the son of Bill Cosby on The Cosby Show? And what TV show did he star in later? Now, this is obscure because this is like something that you guys may not know. So it's basically the son of Bill Cosby on the Cosby Show had shows later. All right, David S. just got it. It's Malcolm and Eddie. That is the other show. David S. is on top of it. Either he's really good at typing stuff in and Googling it and figuring it out real quick, or he just really knows Damon Stoudamire. We'll go ahead and think the latter. How about that? But that's right. Malcolm and Eddie. Malcolm Jamal Warner played Theo on the Cosby Show, and he had a TV show later called Malcolm and Eddie, and that's the name of the show, Malcolm and Eddie. And okay, so he did look up he did research this stuff before, and he knew the topic would be Damon Stoudamire. So he did a little Damon Stoudamire research. It's nothing wrong with studying for the test. We had a test today, and he did some stuff. He said, David said, I have to admit, didn't know it was all about Damon. So hard to look, so I had to look up a few. I researched all weekend. This guy's working hard to get this right here, baby. This is a knockoff Vince Carter bobblehead. See, it says Vince Carter at the bottom. It's made by Mr. Big. This is not an official Toronto Raptors product. No NBA on this. I mean, look at this box. It's weird. And the box is kind of beat up, a little dusty, but he's never been taken out. He's pristinely Vince Carter, Mr. Big bobblehead ripoff. And this is the prize for winning the Raptor Freak Trivia this season. Now, nobody's getting this until somebody's new NBA champion. So this is going to be almost a year from now. The season 2 has just started. So you guys are in it. Anybody can win it at this point. Right now, David S. is leading, but you know what? There's a lot of time. And anybody, if you get dedicated and you come in and you play Tuesday Raptor Freak Trivia with me, you have a chance to win this weird-ass Vince Carter bobblehead Mr. Big made from a long time ago. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So David's taking this seriously, and he's doing research and stuff like that. So, yeah. All right, let me read some more of what you're saying here. See, he researched all weekend. I thought it was more about Raptors history. Well, it could be at different times. It depends on the topic, and it may not always be just one player. But I will say there are going to be classic great Raptors that will get the trivia treatment like this in the coming weeks. So there may be different Raptors from the past that you may want to brush up on their information and stuff like that. David S. is saying, I can tell you who scored the first game. I know who did that too. That's Ed Pickney. How about that, David S.? I knew Ed Pickney scored the first ever points for the Raptors in the very beginning of the Raptors. Isn't that right, Ed Pickney? I want to say Ed Pickney or Willie Anderson. It's one of those two. Or Alvin Robertson. It was one of those guys. I think Ed Pickney is the guy who scored the first Raptor points. Okay, Alvin Robertson. Ed Pickney was the first person who touched the ball as a Raptor, I think. And Alvin Robertson scored the first point, something like that. I've met Ed Pickney. I was really happy to meet Ed Pickney. He was like one of the first Raptors ever, stuff like that. So, yeah, he just likes to win no matter what the stakes are. A random gamer saying, I'm going to make sure to join on time next week. This Sixers fan is taking over this Raptors channel. Random gamer's feeling good. James Harden's looking light. PJ Tucker's in town. Tyrese Maxey's on the team. Things are looking good for Philadelphia, and he's feeling good. He wants to come and win some Raptors trivia. All right, well, we'll give you a good shot, but you are at a disadvantage because we got some real Raptor fans here and stuff like that. Raymond's saying, David's studying up before every trivia. 1 year later is going to be a walking Raptors encyclopedia. Yeah. To win this Raptor Freak trivia week after week, you have to go watch some of the old trivia. Some of the questions were really hard. And from last season, it really was the G and Raymond show. Those two guys were really dominant in the Raptor Freak Trivia last year. And they played almost every single week and accumulated a lot of points and did a real good job. G really earned it. And he won that practice jersey, that Jerome Williams JYD practice jersey. And I took it over to his house. I don't know if that's his house, but I took it to an address that he told me to take it to. And I walked it over there. It was just about an hour's walk from my house. It was fun. It was a nice day. I had a good walk that day. I walked it over and left it on the doorstep, and everybody got it and everything's fine. So the practice jersey did end up getting to G. So that was really awesome. Okay, so it was Alvin Robertson who scored the first points. I know Ed Pickney was like, when they did the jump ball, I think Ed Pickney was the first one who had the ball and stuff like that. So David's saying, okay, we start at 9:20 next Tuesday. Laugh out loud. Well, maybe the trivia will start at 9:20. No, we won't start at 9:20. We'll start at 9:30 and the trivia will start at 9:40. I always give 10 minutes for everybody to try and get in there. We want competition, David. We don't want this to be too easy. We're not the Republican Party and trying to change rules on voting and how to do things to make things gamed or wrong for other people. We're going to do this right. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday. And I'll talk for like 5 to 10 minutes about NBA stuff before, just to allow people to get in there and stuff. So, random gamer, go ahead, come on back. I love the competition. Anybody can play and stuff like that. That's fine. Monique saying, I wonder if Coloco is here alone. I hope he's not alone. I'm sure he's got maybe some handler or friend or agent or somebody who's running around with him. Maybe there's a Raptor around right now. Maybe he's over at Pascal's house with Pascal's mom, just hanging out over in St. Clair West, just hanging out in the brownstone and just having a nice time at Pascal's house. I don't know. I'm sure Christian's fine, and I'm sure the Raptors are going to show him all kinds of fun stuff to do right now. And hopefully he's not just jumping in and hanging out for a sec. We got to get a press conference. We got to get him actually officially signed up and hear some more from him, interacting with people like Doug Smith and Michael Grange and Josh Lewenberg. We need to get that interview and hear the questions and get the answers and stuff like that with Coloco here in town. But it is real nice to see him on this side of the border and that visa issues are getting cleared up and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm real excited about Christian Coloco. I think he's going to be a great draft pick for the Raptors in the years to come. People are going to be really excited and stuff like that to see how good he gets and how much of a defensive stopper he is. All right, y'all. That's the trivia for today. Damon Stoudamire, a great Raptor from the very beginning of our history. Somebody that I've never really hated, even though I probably should have hated him, but I didn't. I've never hated Damon, not like Vince, not like Tracy, not like Chris Bosh. I didn't mind the deal that happened with Damon when he went to Portland. He was going home. He was getting to be in his home place, and we were getting some good players in return. And I really enjoyed having Alvin Williams on the team because he's one of my favorite players. So we wouldn't have Alvin Williams on our team if we hadn't traded Damon and stuff like that. So David's saying, I watched the wing flavors that I missed. It was awesome. You like my wings menu? Yeah, Sunday's report was really fun. And putting it together was fun also. So, all right, next we have tomorrow, Wild Card Wednesday. I'm going to just show up and we're going to just ask some questions and see if we can get some answers and stuff like that. That'll be what's going on tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what will be the germ of information or thing that I base the whole stream on tomorrow, but we'll figure it out. David S. is saying Brooks is definitely the ranch dressing. Got to get that guy. So David S. is wanting some ranch dip with his wings. And that's a great choice. I picked Armani Brooks as the ranch dressing because he's from Texas, and there's a lot of ranches. So he wants ranch with his wings. I'm all about that. Tom Duke saying Big Country got picked in 95 for Vancouver. Jeez, big time. Yeah, Big Country. Bryant Reeves. Haven't really talked about him in a while. That's an interesting name from NBA past, and his jersey was kind of fire. Like sometimes you'll see somebody run around in a Big Country Bryant Reeves Vancouver Grizzlies jersey from like 95. That's kind of a badass jersey. I'm not gonna lie. In some ways, it's a little bit fire. All right, guys. Thanks again for being here. Let's keep our eyes on the prize. Vince Carter, fraudulent bobblehead. Somebody wants this. He looks like Shaq. I know he does. Doesn't he look like Shaq? Hey, Kenny, come on now. Let's go. Anyway, all right. I'm going to go, guys. Thanks for being here today for Raptor Freak Trivia. Have a great Tuesday, and let's go Raptors. I appreciate everybody being here. Good job, David S. Good job, Shanky. Good job, Tom Duke. Good job, everybody coming here and playing and stuff like that. And get ready to play some more next Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 9:30 a.m., Raptor Freak Trivia, baby. Wow. Let's go, Raptor.